Get ready. Get set. It's time for the basement view. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Man, it's Wednesday. Cold as hell up here in the armpit of the country. Wow. What can I say? Got a lot of stuff going on as usual. Man, I tell you what, every 5 minutes, it's some new shit. Every 5 minutes, it's some new stuff going on. I'm going to tell you, it is crazy. Happy to be here. One other thing, got to get this out here. Hey, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and hopefully that'll help that algorithm find me. Right off the bat, LA is on fire. You know, LA is on fire. It is sad. I really do. I pray for those folks out there. I just don't know, what they're going to do. One thing that's puzzling me, I have not been hearing about firefighters from other jurisdictions going out to help. Now, it's been in the news all day. There are firefighters from all around California, of course. But I would have thought there would have been people coming in much from much more areas. I don't know. You tell me. So anyway, I am really stumped at what they could do. Because it is just literally just burning. I'm not going to do any video of it because there's constant video going on all day. So hopefully something can happen and they can get that under control. I really do hope and pray that they get it under control. Man, just the amount of fire and the amount of damage and the vastness of acreage that is on fire. That is crazy. I mean crazy. And there's nothing anybody can do. As of the last I heard, which was about an hour ago, there is still zero containment. There are 3 wildfires circling Los Angeles with 0% containment. That is scary all day long. And I mean whole blocks just burning to the ground. Like I said, my heart goes out to him. Man. Hey, what's up, Charles? How's it going, man? Yeah, I was just sitting here, pontificating on those fires out there in LA and what seems like just plain hopelessness. Last I heard, 5 people were dead and countless numbers injured because of all of the smoke that they've been inhaling. Apparently, the smoke is overwhelming all by itself. So, man, it's terrible. I hope that more firefighters come in from around the nation. That's usually what you hear in a situation like this. Like I said, I've heard there's quite a few other jurisdictions around California, but this is one of those where there should be people coming from all over the country. Yeah, Charles, all the homes that have been lost. And that is, as of right now, with 0% containment. That's the scary part. There is no containment whatsoever. You know, it's like they just fighting hell. You know, that's crazy. Hey, James, what's happening, man? I mean, those fires are devastating, and there's nothing anybody can do. So, they dropping water, and they running short of people. They ain't got enough people. Man. And just, it being L.A. Now, the property value in L.A. Imagine how much money is being lost at this moment. Imagine that. That is going to be astronomical. And, of course, they asked the new guy coming in about signing a declaration if it was up to him. And of course, the first thing out of his mouth is, if they do this, I'll sign it. I'm not signing nothing unless they do this or that. This dude is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, by the way, hit that thumbs up for me so the algorithm can find me. We got a heck of an emergency going on, and the guy is talking about trying to force California to go by a certain standards before he will sign any emergency money. Hey, Ronnie, how you doing? 17.9 million as of right now. Somehow I feel like that number might be a little small. 17.9. That being LA. That number sounds a little small. But, what do I know? But it is really sad. It is really sad. I feel for them people. And even the ones that were forced out of nursing homes. Now, they were forced out of nursing homes, and this one particular one that I saw literally burned to the ground moments after they left. I'm like, man, how crazy is that? The poor people with oxygen tanks in hospital beds being wheeled out, and the building burns to the ground. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, hey, my heart goes out. I hope they can somehow get some containment. The 17 million might be the resources. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That may just be that portion of it. Because, and the other part of that is hopefully we won't have a lot of first responder casualties because the thickness of that smoke and the way all of those embers are flying around, you could get caught in the middle of one of those fires with no escape route real quick. So hopefully we won't hear about anything like that. Fire is nothing to be playing with, especially with, they got wind speeds in the 80s, 90s. That's crazy. And it's just fanning the fire everywhere. Yeah, Ronnie, I saw, hey, the funny thing is, at least the folks got out of the cars, because they was in traffic jams, sitting in cars and being surrounded by fire. Now, I wish they would have, pulled them off the street. But, hey, in an emergency, they just got out of them cars, left them in the street, and them cars are not cars anymore. And then someone that was reporting mentioned something about the possibility of looters. And I'm wondering, looting what? You may have some scrap metal looters or something, because that's all left. Ain't nothing left but scrap metal. Now, of course, yes, there may be a house or two that didn't get hit. I was watching them try to defend one house, and this house had flames marching up to the rear of the house, the rear of the property, not the house. But, imagine what a daunting task that must be, to try and defend a house from a raging inferno. So, but yes, those were not cars anymore. Shoot. Well, I hope something good happens. I hope some miracle happens where, a rainstorm just happens to come by or something, One report said they had 0.16 of an inch of rain since the summer. And I'm like, wow. Just a tinderbox. So, anyhow, and the billionaires are at it again, as usual. The billionaires have bent the knee to the old orange one. Any of you who happens to be on Facebook, I am, and I know a number of you are. Old Mark Zuckerberg had to literally came out and announced that they will no longer be fact-checking on Facebook. And he had a list of things that they weren't going to be doing. And I'm going to play a clip of that here shortly. But he made mention of the fact that the fact-checking was one-sided. It was politically biased. You know how fact-checking can be politically biased? That is, somebody's politics is lying and somebody's ain't. That's the only way fact-checking can be politically biased. Let's look at this guy. Bow to the right. Let's look at him bow to the man that's coming in. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone. I want to talk about something important today because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes, similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms. Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platforms. We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now, we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high-severity violations. And for lower severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action. The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms. We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down. Fourth, we're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed. So we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again. So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive. Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas. As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams. Finally, we're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more. The US has the strongest constitutional protections for free expression in the world. Europe has an ever-increasing number of laws institutionalizing censorship and making it difficult to build anything innovative there. Latin American countries have secret courts that can order companies to quietly take things down. China has censored our apps from even working in the country. The only way that we can push back on this global trend is with the support of the US government. And that's why it's been so difficult over the past 4 years when even the US government has pushed for censorship. By going after us and other American companies, it has emboldened other governments to go even further. But now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it. It'll take time to get this right, and these are complex systems. They're never going to be perfect. There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
Man, you have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. This dude just got up there and said, we're going to stop fact checking. We don't want to be the arbiters of truth. We're going to start putting, what did he say? We're going to start putting immigration and gender back in to the spotlight. And we're going to put a lot of politics back in. What he's saying is we are going to start tuning the algorithms to point people towards politics, gender issues, immigration. Now, who in the hell wants to promote that? The people where he's moving the team to. Notice he's moving the team to Texas. Come on. And teaming up with the government to go after other countries that want to put regulations on them in their country? Really? That's what we doing now? Now, I don't know if you know, but when companies get together with government to accomplish issues that are outside, that's fascism. Okay? When they intend to get together to go after other countries and get involved in their governmental affairs, that is a fascist move. There was another guy that tried that back in the 30s. Okay? Left a path of destruction in his wake. Mr. Musk himself has literally been pouring money into the racist politics in other governments. And he is acting as a representative of the United States and not a United States governmental employee. Understand something. These billionaires, they're on a mission. They're on a mission. Companies like Walmart, McDonald's, Harley Davidson, all of these other companies that were instituting DEI programs, guess what? They've all announced we're scrapping all of that. So, if everybody's scrapping DEI, and what is DEI? Simply recognizing diversity in your workplace. Trying to achieve diversity in your workplace. Now, why would you be scrapping that? Doesn't that give you a better workplace? Equity. Equity. Everybody getting a fair shot. Doesn't that help your workplace? And inclusion. Yeah, that's the one that gets them for real. Trust me. That's the one that's getting them right in the fucking short hairs. Okay? That's the one that's really pissing them off, is that inclusion. Because that's when you start getting into the gender issues. And let's face it, that's the biggest problem they got in the whole world. So, unfortunately, that's something we have to deal with. It is what it is. So, all of us that would fall under the umbrella that would benefit from DEI, because we know who they are, everybody that falls under that umbrella, that's them that ain't Caucasian. Okay, that's everybody that ain't Caucasian. So if you think you're not included in DEI, look at your skin tone. If it ain't pink, you ain't it. Okay? So, understand these billionaires, they're on a mission. They are on a mission. They getting ready to clown. Keep your eyes open. Because they not bullshitting. This man just sat there and said they're teaming up with government to go after other governments that want to put regulations on their company in their country. You hear how crazy that sounds? We're going to stop fact checking because it's politically biased. Not, hey, the side that keeps lying, stop lying. How about we have a side that quits lying? He doesn't have any control over anybody's company other than his in the U.S., I'm assuming you're saying. Well, here's the problem. The problem is right now, Elon Musk is having a problem with Twitter or X in France. This is what he's referring to. He's not referring to Facebook. He's referring to his fellow billionaire buddy, Elon Musk. France has been putting regulations on X, and Elon Musk ain't liking it because Elon Musk wants to spread lies to the French people. And the French government ain't liking it. Just like Elon Musk is doing here, spreading nothing but lies. Like, let's take, for instance, the terrorists that drove through New Orleans, Bourbon Street. They immediately put the lie out that it was an immigrant. Immediately. So now that the lie is out there and the news comes in that this guy was born and raised in Texas, well, that goes by the wayside. It was an immigrant. Because that immigrant lie is out there. Okay? So, this is what they intend to do. They intend to lie, spread all kind of garbage. And remember, he just said, we're going to start putting immigration and gender back in. And we're going to start putting politics back in. And, okay, if you're putting immigration and gender and politics in, don't you want it to be the truth? Nah, we don't want that. And the group that would normally be following these things, I forget the name of his division, we're moving it out of California and into Texas. Wonder why? Lot of truth coming out of Texas. And he used all of those words that don't mean shit. But here we come. That's all he said. Here we come. I went down to Mar-a-Lago. I kissed the ring. He said, we tried to, we thought we'd try to fact check and create something that was good, but it was just turned out to be too one-sided. No shit. You know what? The truth is one-sided. There ain't two sides of the truth. Okay? There ain't facts and alternative facts. Okay? There's no alternative facts. There's facts and then there's lies. So if the fact checker was catching you up, you lying. Stop. You know. So, the billionaires is on the move. You know, it is what it is. The billionaires are on the move. Hey, as a matter of fact, speaking of on the move, I do not recall anybody in the on the campaign trail this past season saying, as soon as I get into office, I'm going to march us into a war over other people's property. All of a sudden, the United States seems to be in a position where they're going to go out and take land that belongs to somebody else, i.e. Greenland and the Panama Canal. Where'd that come from? I didn't hear, hey, immediately when I get in, I'm going to march us into some kind of conflict. I'm going to do what my boy Pootie is doing and start taking shit. I don't think that's going to go over well. Again, billionaires on the move. Matter of fact, you know what? I think, unfortunately, tonight is going to be all about the billionaires. Because, you know what? These motherfuckers are crazy. They have literally decided it's on and cracking. We getting ready to run shit. Now, yeah, James, that's a Hitler move. It absolutely is. But imagine how this can turn out. Imagine how this could turn out. Now, that would be a NATO country going after another NATO country. How's that going to work? It will never happen. Well, Charles, I'll tell you what. I hope you're right. That's all I can say. I hope you're right. The one thing about it, he just said he would not rule out using the military to do it. And I believe that this guy is going to try him out. He's going to find out just how much loyalty he has in the ranks. Now, right now, he can't fire anybody, I don't think. I think Congress can do the firing. Wait a minute, I don't know. I don't know how it works when you're up in the admiral and general ranks. Maybe the president can fire you. I don't know. But he may be able to fire you out of a position, but he can't. I don't think he can dismiss you. So he can probably put the generals in that he wants in the positions that he wants them in. Question is, who's the Army and Navy and all of that loyal to? Are they going to march us into a conflict because a madman wants it? This is America, Who's to say? But the billionaires, they are on the move. Understand, the billionaires are on the move. And this Elon Musk guy, he's turned his sights on almost every major country in Europe. And he is involved in their politics like crazy. He is literally trying to become a king in his own right. This can only end really bad because, while the American people, I don't have a lot of faith that the American people will stand up to any of this. I really don't. Because a lot of times, I just don't see much backbone. But I guarantee you, the French don't play that shit. If there was one group of people that's got some backbone, it's the French. Let Elon Musk put enough money in their politics to get them going at each other. That group that Elon is putting his money against, those people will fight. They will fight. They ain't about that bullshit. Okay? That's the one thing I can say for the French people. Them people don't take no shit. So, we're going to see. I got to tell you, these billionaires, matter of fact, I'm going to play another story. Have a listen to this and tell me how this grabs you.
Yeah, so they purchased this land here as well as on the other side, which is a bit scary.
This is theirs?
Yeah, all of this. I think people know what we will be giving up, but what will we get in return is the larger question, and no one really knows that with certainty.
Solano County, California sits just north of the Bay Area and south of Sacramento. And for the past 8 years, its largely middle and working class communities have been facing what many locals consider a hostile takeover.
They've destroyed families. They don't care. They do not care about us, no matter what they say.
You can't make this shit up. I have never seen anything like this.
We visited Solano County in June to learn more about a battle between a local community and a secretive group intent on creating its own society. The story began in 2017.
A farmer from out in the area called me and said, hey, somebody's buying land out here. And I thought, okay. He goes, but it's a lot of land. So I went down to the county and looked at the property records, and I could see the name Flannery LLC, and that they had bought up at that time more than 20,000 acres.
Albert Medvitz and his wife Jeannie moved back to Solano County in 1987 to run her family's farm, one of the many dryland farms in the region.
In 2019, we ourselves got a letter offering to buy our ranch at inflated prices. We made it clear there's no way we're going to sell this ranch. And they simply could not seem to comprehend why people would turn down money for something and maybe more value than money could buy.
they decided to sue the ones who would not sell to them.
They came in the dark of night, kind of. They did this stuff secretly. You know, they've just ticked off a whole lot of the community, and then they have the gall to sue farmers that don't want to sell. It's just like, what are you thinking?
Flannery also sued dozens of other family farmers who held out after discussing the value of their land amongst each other, accusing them of collusion and antitrust violations.
Of course they talked. Farmers do that. People do that. They want badly. One's right near the water, and that person is not giving it up. So these farmers, what's happened is they are going broke trying to fight back against these billionaire boys.
It has just been agonizing. There were so many people who were wounded by this.
The buyers maintained a veil of secrecy around their identity until August 2023. That's when the New York Times broke the news that Flannery, which eventually spent $900 million buying up 66,000 acres of land, is the front group for a company called California Forever. And California Forever, backed by billionaires such as Reid Hoffman, Laurene Powell Jobs, and Mark Andreessen, wants to build a privately run city in the middle of the county's protected farmland with far less regulation.
The new city would be located north of Highway 12 between Travis Air Force Base and Rio Vista.
The group wants to build a green community that it claims will include thousands of affordable homes, shopping, dining, and walkable neighborhoods.
So they're saying they want to be good neighbors with people in Solano County, and at the same time they're suing their own literal fence-by-fence neighbors.
Investors in California Forever have been largely mum on the project and strategy. The public face of California Forever is its CEO, a former Goldman Sachs whiz kid named Jan Schwamek. He grew up in Eastern Europe, was a young prodigy in London, and founded a failed Twitter-like app. Here he is talking about the lawsuits at a tech conference.
It was a hard decision, but we have laws on the books that protect against that kind of conduct, and we'll leave it to the courts to figure it out.
What is the law that says if you want my property and I don't want to sell it to you, you drag me to court?
There's no law like that. What we have a law against is the law that says if the 6 gas companies, the gas stations in town get together and say that they're going to charge $50 for gas, then there's price-fixing laws against that.
Schwamek has also been confronted by residents.
Let me say respectfully. Respectfully. Neighbors don't sue their neighbors.
I cannot tell you how much hatred I have for these people. Just hatred. Schwamek was crude and did not understand that he would have had a much better reception if he had talked to people.
Schwamek self-published a book in 2009 titled Racing Towards Excellence, which summed up his personal outlook with a misquote attributed to Ayn Rand. Quote, "The question isn't who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me." The stakes are sky high, both locally and for the nation. If the project goes through, a precedent will be set with billionaires able to buy their way through community resistance and create their own privately held societies. And if that sounds exaggerated, it's already in progress elsewhere.
Now, understand this, and we'll revisit this issue here Friday. But these people intend to build a city in the middle of a protected farm county, a protected farmland county. And they intend to build a city that they can run with whatever government they intend to have. And Charles, I saw that you say France got billionaires too. Well, France has one other thing, a limit on how much money you can make. France won't allow you to have $400 billion. So, but yeah, James, the question is, who's going to stop them? Well, it's up to those people in that county. But you know what's happening? They go and they apply for permits and all sorts of shit in the county and state, and they get denied. Well, when they get denied, they then recruit people to run for council seats, Senate and representative seats in the state. That's why you got to pay attention to who's running in your state and in your city and in your county. Because these billionaires, they're going to start putting billions of dollars into running people in your county so they can get what they want done. Yes, Charles, California is a Democratic state, but understand something. Money is power, okay? Money is power. And remember, the guy that can tell the most lies, okay, and get the most people that ain't paying no attention to believe what he's saying and spend the most dollars, they can get people put on the council. That's what happened out in San Francisco. Out in San Francisco, when they was trying to get the stadium built, well, the city said no, and they ran people until they got enough people on the council to get the permits they wanted. And that's what these people are doing right now. I guarantee you, they're recruiting people in this particular county to start running for seats so they can get what they want. They're buying land near the water so they can get the water rights, and they're buying land in protected areas. So if the billionaire owns the protected area, guess what? It ain't protected no more now, is it? And they literally intend to build a city and make a new kind of government in that area. Now, I'm going to play another excerpt from that Friday, so we can dig just how deep into what they're planning out there in that county. It is crazy. It is crazy what these billionaires are doing. Yeah, James, Project 2025, coming to life. It's coming to life right in front of you. You know? It is bad. So understand something. When you looking at that little city council race, pay attention who running. You know, pay attention and go vote, because it's coming to a town near you. Trust me. All right. Enough about the billionaires for right now. I'm going to bring that back up Friday. I got one other thing I want to talk about before I get off of here this evening. I got one other thing. Did you all see the snub? That's right. I'm talking about that racist husband of the Senator Deb Fisher when Kamala Harris tried to shake his hand. Now, I'm getting ready to play this. Y'all have a look at this and tell me what you think.
No. It's okay, we're right. We're gonna fight. Don't worry. Okay. We're ready. Okay. Do you solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you are about to enter, so help you God. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your work. Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, sure.
Okay. And then that way just a little bit. There you go. Thank you so much. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Hold it. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, when somebody has to tell you, you can get closer to me, I won't bite you, that tells a story. She literally had to tell this man, you can get closer, I won't bite you. And this man did not look her in the face not one time. This man literally decided he was not going to acknowledge that she was even there. I cannot imagine being any more disrespectful than what this man was. But I gotta tell you, the problem I had was the fact that she reached her hand out to him in the first place. She's the vice president. She didn't have to shake either one of them's hand. You know, at some point, we have to understand who we're dealing with. And at some point, you are literally going to have to return that which you receive. And we haven't learned that yet. We have not learned that when you reach your hand out, you're reaching your hand out to someone who will gladly lop it off. And once you figure that out, and hopefully it's before you're the beneficiary of just two wrists, once you figure that out and start returning that which is given to you, then we may gain some ground. Now, she didn't need to shake his hand at all. I personally would not have given him the opportunity to snub me. She had to be able to feel the vibe coming off of that fool when he walked up, and she had to say, hey, you can stand close to me. I'm not going to rub off on you. I ain't going to bite you. Ain't nothing going to crawl off of me onto you. She had to feel the vibe coming off that racist bastard when he walked up. That should have been a clue. Not to even acknowledge him standing there. Hey, you don't acknowledge me, I don't acknowledge you. That's simple. Don't have to get any closer to me. Stand your ass over there. I'll speak to your wife, and I don't have to shake her hand. I'll administer these words and say, take it easy. I'm out. You know, that's the problem. That's the problem. We always have to handle it right. We always have to be the ones that's nice and handle it right. God damn it, handle it wrong. I wouldn't have stayed there to pose for the official picture. You can take a picture with your husband. Don't take a picture with me. You know, they got an official picture that they take. Fuck that. Don't shake my hand. You don't want to stand next to me? Well, hell, fine. I'm out the room. How they say it? I'm out this bitch. Take your funk ass wife and go on down the road. Far as I'm concerned. Why we always got to handle it right? Why did she have to reach out to him at all? Because she trying to do the right thing. Trying to be nice. Being nice will get your throat cut. And I said throat. Okay? Shit. You gotta be crazy. Ronnie says, we take the high road. Yeah, that's so Michelle-esque. Yeah. Well, there's a motherfucker cutting your Achilles tendons while they on the low road. Shit. High road my ass. Yeah, I know you. Yeah, that might have been a sight. Yeah, I do know you. Wow. But yeah, you know, the hell with that high road shit. When do we understand who we dealing with? When do we understand who we dealing with? That man did exactly what you could expect him to do. She said that's not too presidential. No, it wouldn't have been presidential. She ain't the president. Well, she is the vice president. But hey, at this point, it's time to get downright unpresidential at this point. You know? Understand something. When somebody is out to disrespect you, and you can see it coming. People understand being in a position of power, being in a position of control. Okay? That's what people understand. They don't, people hate weakness. That shows weakness. That shows absolute weakness. Ronnie says that the wife was embarrassed. Oh, she was probably embarrassed, but I bet she didn't say a damn thing to that white man. I bet she didn't say shit to him. Oh, she was embarrassed, And probably, I'd be willing to bet, though, they had a big-ass laugh about it. Remember, she a Republican. I guarantee you. They had a big-ass laugh about it. I guarantee you. In the circles they travel in, that was a welcome action. Okay? Shit. Take the high road? For how long? How long we got to take the high road? We missing arms and legs now. The high road ain't getting us nowhere. Tell you what. When them motherfuckers come, go ahead, take the high road. I'm be crawling around in the mud myself. Trust me. And it ain't gonna be pretty. I ain't even built like that. Okay? Right, ain't no more road. Right. It's gonna be ugly up in here. Like a wise man once said, it's gonna be some smoke in the city. Anyway, I'm gonna get up off my horse. Shit, that got me jacked up. Anyway, I'm gonna turn it loose right here. Get back with you Friday at 7 p.m. I guarantee you, we're going to do this again. And have a good time. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for paying me some attention. Oh, you got that laptop. Cool. We'll deal with that. I really do appreciate y'all checking me out and hanging out with me. And we'll see you Friday, same time. Okay? Take it easy.